The Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly has finally elected a new presiding member after 9 attempts characterized by disagreements. The chief of Amako, Nanedu Mensansari, is a new presiding member. He won by 100 votes. A report by William Evans Income. All right, and we have David Agbe, who is the Executive Director of the Ghana Institute of Governance and Security, and he joins me on the line from Kumasi. Hello, sir, and thanks so much for your time.
Yes, good evening, Evelyn.
Right, the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly has finally got a presiding member, Nanedu Mensansari. Under our laws, what is the role of a presiding member, and how crucial is it to have one?
Yes, Evelyn, I must say that it is quite encouraging that Nananom, the traditional leaders of Asante, has been able to use their coercive powers to ensure that we bring some kind of political settlement to the dispute between the assemblymen, such that today they've been able to elect the presiding member for Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly. And I must say, just like you, the presiding member is more like the administrative head for the Assembly in terms of ensuring that every decision that is taken at the Assembly, he is supposed to supervise every decision-making processes in collaboration with the Metropolitan Chief Executive or the Acting Chief Executive, who happens to be the Regional Minister of Ashanti Region. And so the presiding member is somebody who is to preside over all administrative functions of the Assembly in terms of decision-making processes. And so he is very instrumental in terms of approval of the municipal budget and to more like steer the affairs to ensure that there is an accountability as far as the administrative management of the Assembly is concerned. And don't forget of the fact that he is to also ensure that, all developmental activities which are supposed to take place within the metropolis, he has a knowledge of it. So he has a certain mandate which he has to ensure that all those things are executed in the interest of the citizens and the interest of Asante Council. So he has a huge and Herculean task ahead of him as we speak. So a presiding member is somebody who is to preside over all functions of the Assembly. So he has a Herculean task ahead of him now. Every citizen in Kumasi actually is yearning for a development. And some of these disputes has brought some kind of dire consequences on Asante as we speak. There are so many developmental projects that they need to execute, but because of this kind of dispute between the assemblymen, the Nanano has to actually stamp on their authority to ensure that there is a governance system. And so it is more like a coercive powers that the Nanum has used to be able to settle this kind of political dispute between the assemblymen.
All right. And the new presiding member had 22 assembly members voting no to his nomination. What do you suggest that he does to unite all the assembly members for the development of Kumasi?
I think that Nana Mensa Asari is not alone. He is coming. He is one of the powerful chiefs in Kumasi, if I could use that word, because he is a Mekumhine, and traditionally, I have lived in Ashanti region for all these while. So Amekohiri is a very powerful, it's a traditional, town in Ashanti region. And so he is a member of Asante Council. And so whatever that he does, he is doing it in the interest of Asante, and more importantly, to be able to serve Utumfo in that regard. So anything that he does, he has to be extra careful so that he does not disgrace Asante at all. So I think that he is going to ensure that he brings unity. He is going to ensure that whatever he does it is in the interest of Asante. So I think that the 22 who voted against him, I think that it is not something significantly going to affect his administration, but what he has to do is to be able to discipline himself very well and to be able to rally and to be able to ensure that all those people who even voted against him, he needs to collaborate with them so that his administrative functions as a PM will be able to more like bring some kind of development to Asante. So he has a lot to contribute as we speak now.
Okay, but there seems to be partisanship in the election of presiding members. What can be done to eliminate it and allow the assembly to function?
Evelyn, every human being is a political animal. And so for that matter, I mean, one will tell towards a political party here and there, but then they need to also appreciate that Asante needs development. And so if we need a lot of infrastructure in Kumasi as we speak. Now, Kumasi has, one of the biggest markets, if I'm not exaggerating, in Ghana as we speak. The project is ongoing, but because the KMA is also not functioning properly, there is lack of supervision. There are so many developmental projects going on in Ashanti region. If the PM is able to stand on his authority in collaboration with the regional minister and other chiefs around Ashanti region, they will be able to ensure that Kumasi enjoys some level of benefit. So I think that what he has to do is to ensure that he himself, being a chief, he will know how to discipline his own mind and be able to collaborate strongly so that Asante gets the political benefit in terms of infrastructure, in terms of development for the citizens of Asante. So I think that he will be able to conduct himself very well in the interest of Asante and in the interest of Mother Ghana as well.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Agbe. We have been speaking to David Agbe, who is the Executive Director over there.